An investigation into a severed leg. 12 News Investigates is learning more about Maxwell Anderson, including what law enforcement sources tell us they found in his basement.
Anderson has not been charged. At the same time, 19-year-old Sade Robinson has been missing for 10 days.
Police say she was last seen April 1st with her burnt car later found near 30th and Lisbon.
This past weekend, investigators discovered human remains near 31st and Galena over 3 consecutive days.
Now, this is the second place a body part was found in Milwaukee County in a week. That severed leg was found in Warnemont Park in Cudahy on April 2nd.
12 News' Hannah Hilliard is live outside Anderson's home near 39th in Oklahoma. And Hannah, you've been looking into his past all day long.
Yeah, Joyce and Patrick, and we have uncovered a lot, including Anderson's ties to Waukesha County and what sources are telling us investigators found inside this home exactly 1 week ago. This is the man behind bars, but not yet charged.
In the interest of Maxwell Stephen Anderson.
Appearing in court in connection to a case that's captivated Milwaukee. Who is Maxwell Anderson? We know he's a Southside resident whose house at 39th in Oklahoma was searched by investigators 2 days after someone found a severed leg on the Lake Michigan shore in Cudahy. 12 News has confirmed the 33-year-old man has ties to Waukesha County, attending Kettle Moraine, Catholic Memorial, and Pewaukee high schools in the early 2000s. Anderson has a criminal record, a 2014 misdemeanor disorderly conduct conviction in Waukesha County after an incident with a family member in Delafield, and in 2015, a misdemeanor domestic violence case out of Door County. For the last few years, he's worked at several Milwaukee bars.
He works full-time,
including The Rave from 2018 to 2020, most recently working at Victor's nightclub on the east side. A woman who claims she met Anderson there spoke to 12 News by phone, but asked not to be identified out of fear for her safety. She says he once invited her to his Southside home.
I remember there being something about a hole in the yard, and this was back in fall. I remember asking about it, and he was like, oh, I'm building a garden.
In a view from News Chopper 12,
all right, that looks like a hole there, actually.
A gaping hole next to Anderson's house was visible earlier this week. Inside the home,
and when I got in, it just kind of seemed like he was in the middle of a whole bunch of renovations, but kind of seemed like the kind of guy that never would finish them.
Thursday, 12 News learned from multiple law enforcement sources Anderson had what is described as a sex dungeon in his basement.
So I got a little bit of a tour, and he was like, do you want to see the basement? And I was like, no, I'm okay. He's like, it's creepy down there. And I was like, no, that's okay.
Now, Hannah, Anderson hasn't been charged, but is still being held after almost a week in jail.
Right, Joy. So the court did give prosecutors an additional 72 hours to either charge Anderson or release him. Those
23-year-old black woman who died after a dating app meetup after protesters demanded answers. Marching on what would have been Lauren Smithfield's 24th birthday Sunday, carrying balloons to mark the occasion. Smithfields was found unresponsive in her apartment December 12th. Her family now filing a notice of claim, a first step in preparing to sue the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut for its, quote, racially insensitive handling of Smithfield's sudden passing.
I mean, whatever happened that night, we want to know. And we want to feel like that they care as much as we care.
She was found by a man she allegedly met on the dating app Bumble, according to a police incident report provided by the family attorney. The man is 37 years old and white, according to public record, and he called the police, according to the incident report, when he says he woke up next to her and she was not breathing.
The man who found Lauren is not currently considered a person of interest. What is the family's response to that?
The family is very insulted by that. They weren't looked at as a person of interest, and we feel that is racially motivated.
Tonight, her death ruled an accident by the Connecticut chief medical examiner. The cause of death is multiple drugs, including fentanyl and alcohol. According to the police report, the man told police that the night before, the two were drinking tequila and Smithfields became ill and, quote, went to the bathroom to vomit. They continued drinking and she fell asleep. The report makes no reference to the two having sexual relations that night. The man says he heard Smithfield snoring around 3:30 a.m. When police arrived before 7 a.m., she had been, quote, dead for at least an hour or more and had dried blood in and around her right nostril.
The family is alleging a racially insensitive handling of the case, that their civil rights were violated. What exactly are you referring to
We know that we seen the response that the nation has given to Gabby Petito when she went missing. We don't have anything that comes even close to that in this particular case.
Shalom. Koholo Yahweh, Ba'ashim Mashak Yahweh Shai, Ruha Rukakudash. Double honors to the mighty men, the elders, and the apostles in the community, waking up the lost sheep, the house of Israel in these last days. Peace and blessings to everyone doing this truth and humbleness and sincerity. Again, I'm going to say shalom. Before I get to the lesson, there was breaking news throughout the day, okay? It's under investigation. The sudden helicopter crash in the Middle East, more so in Iran, with the Iran leader, the Iranian president. Okay, all I can say right now is just under investigation, but that is a big deal. It was, it appears to be a weather-like condition, but they have to investigate what happened. And the concern would obviously be foul play, because when you do the history, there has been a condition and a pattern with NATO taking down Iranian leaders, okay? Trump took down one. Biden recently took down one not long ago that led into the whole drone saga. They didn't die down, and all of a sudden, the Iranian president crashes in a helicopter. But we don't know the cause. Because if there is foul play, this kingdom is done. That's World War III on the highest level, okay? But I want to bring that out first. We're going to get to the lesson. It'll be short. And this is a warning to Israelite women while America has nosedived into not just World War III, okay, a nuclear war. But on this side, things still seem somewhat normal, and it hadn't truly escalated yet. But it's due to escalate, and that escalation is imminent. But this lesson is really for the sisters, or should I say the daughters of Zion, that's really in the world. Excuse me. I'm going to make it short. And when you look back at the videos post, white supremacy, they're showing that they don't really give a damn about our sisters. Here the men having the women, then they cutting them up, okay? Or, Eve, they get with these spirits and try to cleave with them, and, our sisters are coming up missing and dead now. And the Lord, he's going to continue to punish our people until the elect is 100% sealed. And when the elect sealed, we're getting out of here. Okay? Let's get Isaiah 32. And we're going to start at verse 9. Isaiah 32 and verse 9, and it reads, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech," because, you're dealing with Eve. I did an old video on my YouTube called The Curse of the Garden, something to that effect. And I went down into, how our sisters take on the spirit of Eve, man. And that's an unfortunate thing. You can't take on that spirit no more, because now we at the end. And if you integrate with Edom, just based on the videos post, you can see that don't work. You get these idiots among our community saying, you know, I've been hearing this rhetoric. They say Moses integrated with the Hamites, the Ethiopians, and he did. But what was the purpose of Moses going into those other nations, especially at that time? Okay, when you read the Exodus accounts, I believe it was Midian. When you go into the Exodus accounts, he fled away from Pharaoh because Pharaoh was trying to kill him. But what was that purpose? Okay, when Moses went into the other nations, it was to save Israel. Exodus is Torah account. Okay, Exodus is going to the Torah now. That don't mean Slakia. That don't give Israelites an excuse to integrate. Okay. I want to go into Hebrews 10 and 7. You know, the Most High come in the volume of the book. Okay. By way of his son, he come in the volume of the book. Moses had the Most High, he used Moses to set the stage to deliver Israel from the hand of the Egyptians, okay? We know most Israelites didn't get out of the wilderness, but Joshua and I believe Caleb, they did make it into the other side. Okay? So we shouldn't be, especially for our sisters, we shouldn't be integrating with a people that continually shows you they hate your damn guts anyways, okay? These so-called white supremacists hate your damn guts. They hate our damn guts. And as I stated earlier, we're in a war that's going to turn nuclear. It's going to end nuclear. That was Torah account. We're at the very last days now. Let's read on. From the top, Isaiah 32 and 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall you be troubled, you careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. And I think that's symbolic into how we want to integrate with oppression. That goes for the men of Israel too. I mean, I'm going to be honest with y'all. In the world, I was very guilty of that. But I never really settled in. My spirit always said, if you're going to settle down with one of your own people that can relate with you. Okay. I could go into that. Actually, when you go into my old library on YouTube, in my earliest days when I started doing exhortations, I go into videos like that with integrating, how the Lord is against that. There's a warning in Isaiah 13 and 13 through verse 15. It says, all the nations, they're going to join into their own people. Matthew 24, 6 and 7, nation versus nation. That's a warning sign. We can't integrate with our enemies. It's a time of war. I mean, it's a world war that's going to turn nuclear. So why is Israelite women and Israelite men doing that at the last? And the Lord says not to do it because, you know, you read Isaiah 13 and 13 through 15, everyone's found is going to be thrust through. That didn't happen to Moses. That was a Torah account. That was in the earliest days still. We're not in the beginning. We're living in the end. Let's read on. And that's why the Israelites saying it's okay. It's not okay to integrate. Especially in the time of a world war where nations will mount up against nations and kingdom against kingdom. That's common sense. And for the slave descendants of America, you got to consider the warning right now. Isaiah 32 and verse 11. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. Okay. I just don't like seeing how they doing, you know, these so-called white supremacists killing our sisters. And there's no court system. There's no justice for us. And our people as a whole should consider these things while this kingdom is coming to an end. The Most High tell us in Zephaniah 2:1 to gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. That's not us gathering with the Ku Klux Klan and the other nations. But only the elect's going to hearken to this message. Okay, let's see if there's any more. Yeah, that's it on that. I just want to bring that out and warn our sisters. If anything, I'm speaking to Israel as a whole, just keep the commandments, y'all. You know, to end this video, what went down in Iran, or with this Iranian president, that's a heavy investigation, y'all. I'm not holding my breath, but something else gonna come out that investigation. And you best pray the Lord is on your side when this world war goes nuclear, or beforehand, this Jacob's trouble escalate. It's gonna get real scary down here, and that's imminent. So Israel, stay prayerful and keep the commandments, okay? With that, give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High power of Israel, Yahweh, Bashima Mashiach Yahushai. Double honors to the mighty men, the elders, and the apostles in the community, waking up the lost sheep of the house of Israel in these last days. Peace and blessings to everyone doing this truth and humbleness, sincerity. Israel, I love y'all. We got next. Shalom, family.